Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the 2025 winter transfer window. There is many moves that Barcelona do want to do, but there is a lot of obstacles in the way. So we are going to be revolving around the current status of Ansu Fati, Eric Garcia, some Barcelona B players going to Saudi Arabia, and then speak about the latest regarding Rashford and Frenkie de Jong. There's a lot of details within this video, so it's going to be a very important one. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. I'm happy that you guys are here. If you guys are FC Barcelona fans, this is going to be the channel for you. This is where we do talk about everything regarding Barcelona transfer news, match reviews, match previews, player analysis, and everything in between. And so let's get straight to it and then speak about what Hansi Flick thinks about Ansu Fati, Eric Garcia, because this is what leads towards Barcelona having a lot of struggles on trying to get Rashford in. Hansi Flick stated after the match was over against Valencia, and I quote, "I think Ansu Fati wants to stay and that's okay. He's improving in training and we will support him." Now this is Hansi Flick stating this, right? Saying that we support him, etc. But to see before that Ansu Fati got 0 minutes again against Valencia, it's like, which one is it? Do you trust Ansu Fati, yes or no? Because he has not played in so many games. I mean, like the last time he did play in a league game was back in November. The picture is very clear on what's going on here. Barcelona do not rely on Ansu Fati. Hansi Flick does not prefer to use him in any starting 11. He uses Rafinha over Ansu. Then you have the number 9 position where Lewandowski and Ferran Torres are the preferred ones. And so Ansu Fati is not in the plans, but the main reason why Ansu Fati is still here with us is because he believes that he can succeed at Barcelona. And this is what most people have said about Ansu Fati, is that he has not given up on his dream to succeed at the club. But the camp is suggesting him to leave on loan. But Fati continues to say, "I want to stay and fight for a place." Even with Hansi Flick not including him in 4 consecutive squad lists and not giving him not a single minute in the 7-1 win against Valencia, Ansu Fati is still saying, "I do not want to leave." So it's crazy to see the type of stance Ansu Fati has been having, because usually at the age of 21 years old, you want to play all the minutes in the world. You would assume that he would just say, "I'm just going to go on loan because I need more minutes and I want to prove myself." But it does not seem like this is Ansu Fati's plan, and this is what leads towards us not being able to bring in Marcus Rashford. And the other alternative for Barcelona was to let go of Eric Garcia. But as for Eric Garcia, it makes much more sense for him to have continuity and to stay. Hansi Flick even said, "I want Eric Garcia to stay. He gives us stability and he can play in different roles." Today, we have seen again how good he could be. And to be honest, like apart from the game against Monaco, Eric Garcia has been really good ever since he returned from the loan. He has played in multiple positions, as a center back, as a DM, as a right back, and he delivered in all games. I mean, like, bro, when he was a right back, a position that he does not see a lot, he scored the 4-4 against Benfica. So he has been showcasing that he is very important. And in the game against Valencia, when he was a center back next to Barcia, which was the exact same center back pairing they had back in the Olympics in the Spanish national team, Eric Garcia was providing such a great level, and the amount of control and line breaking passes they had between them at the back was just insane. I think that Eric Garcia looks very calm on the ball, looks very composed. He's a crazy ball carrier and ball passer, so why not have continuity with Eric Garcia? He has been playing so well that Hansi Flick has said, "I changed my mind about you, I want you to stay." And let me tell you, Eric Garcia was so close on leaving last week. He was going to Como, and Girona also wanted him, but then Barcelona came in and they said, "Okay, like, we see these offers. Como and Girona do look like suitable offers sportingly for Eric Garcia, but you guys are not giving us the money that we do want. So we're going to keep Eric Garcia," because to be honest, it's really not that important for him to leave. And Eric Garcia also decided to stay following direct talks with Flick and also with Deco. So there is a lot of consensus between those parties. But with Ansu Fati, it's just a different story. And once again, because Ansu is not leaving and because Eric Garcia will be staying, Barcelona cannot find any alternatives to bring in funds and get the operation of Marcus Rashford going, which is going to lead us towards the next conversation. This is going to be the plan B of Barcelona, and it does include Mikel and some Barcelona B players going to Saudi Arabia. According to Mundo Deportivo, it says here that Rennes and the refusal to sell Mikel Faye could prevent Barcelona from earning 30% of the transfer's profit. Barca relies on potential sales of current players to create salary margin. This is what they do need in order to show to Javier Tebas, "Look, we have sold this player for X amount. Can you give us more room in the wage bill so we can bring in Marcus Rashford?" But as of now, it does not seem like Mikel Faye is going to be going anywhere. So we're going to have to wait and see. There's still a couple of days left in the winter transfer window. Barcelona are also open to letting go of some other Barcelona B players. It says here, the offer coming from Al Hittad, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly or not, but yeah, they officially sent an offer to Barcelona for Unai Hernandez, which was around 0.5 million euros fixed and €500,000 for for the player. And the reason why Unai Hernandez would be open to leaving is because he wants more minutes and titles. And so the negotiations are moving forward. There's also another player that Barcelona might send, and that is Pau Prim. It says here that Pau Prim is in talks to join a Saudi club once this season with Barca Athletic ends, and a small possibility of him leaving in the January transfer window. And this is coming from a different Saudi Arabia team. In the past season, he has been limited in terms of playing time, and he has not agreed to extend his contract, which does expire on June 30th. Unless something changes, Prim is expected to leave Barcelona in the coming months, so any decision can be taken very, very soon. So of course, just letting go of Unai Hernandez, for example, is not going to be enough. Barcelona will be needing more funds, but we'll see how those two operations do evolve and what other creative choices Barcelona could make within the coming days. So speaking about Saudi Arabian clubs, there has been a club, which is Al Hilal, that has been constantly talking to FC Barcelona, mainly because their sporting director is Ramon Planes, a sporting director that used to be hired by Barcelona back in 2018, 19, and 20. He was the one responsible for bringing in Pedri and Araujo. And now that he's over there in Saudi Arabia, he wants to bring in some Barcelona players. Like, for example, we have just talked about Unai Hernandez. We also had Lenglet turning down an offer from a club in Saudi Arabia back in the summer of 2024. Ramon Planes really did want the player. But another player that Ramon Planes has been wanting has been Frenkie de Jong. Planes and Al Hilal have shown interest in signing Frenkie. As a matter of fact, when Barcelona were in Saudi to compete for the Spanish Super Cup, Ramon Planes spoke with Joan Laporta, and they also brought in the agents of Frenkie de Jong. It does seem like nothing really went on there. Like, they were just talking about what is the current status of the player, how does he feel, etc. Nothing really advanced going on. But then we do have some breaking news here, according to Fernando Polo, that Frenkie de Jong is now open to the idea of staying and renewing his contract. A message around these lines has already been transferred to the locker room. So it does seem like Frenkie de Jong is going to be having more years at Barcelona, and he will not be going anywhere unless, right, this is going to be my small little theory, unless Joan Laporta and Deco hand Frenkie the exact same contract they handed Ronald Araujo, which is, okay, like, we're going to renew the player, but there is going to be a very cheap release clause in the summer that can guarantee us a certain amount of cash injection in order for us to move for other players in the summer. So, like, for example, Frenkie de Jong in this upcoming summer might be worth around 45 million euros because there is still 1 year left in his contract. It's a very cheap price for somebody like him, and especially who is at the prime of his career. But if they can set a release clause of 65 million euros like Ronald Araujo, Barcelona win in the end, and they get a good amount of money for a player who just extended for another 2 or 3 years, because it could have been 45 if he were to have never extended. So that is going to be my theory, but we'll see how that does evolve. If Frenkie does want to stay and wants to renew the contract, good. I hope that he provides us a lot of great stuff. Goals, assists, he evolves as a great number 10, as a great left central defensive midfielder, but that is going to be my theory as of now. So what does this all mean, right? With all these operations going in and out, what does this mean for Marcus Rashford? So one thing that we have to conclude is this: Marcus Rashford is currently waiting to see how Barcelona will respond, and he will wait for Barcelona until the end of these coming days of the transfer window. But Barcelona have to achieve some things. For example, Marca has reported Rashford's annual salary is about 80 million euros gross per season. Barcelona would have to make a gap of 9 million euros, which is half of his salary, and that is not possible as of now. The player is aware of the situation and is willing to lower his salary. Rashford wants to play for Barcelona. He sees it as an excellent opportunity in his career, although at the moment he can only sign on a loan until the end of the season because Barcelona will not sign him under any circumstances. So that has always been the plan, is to get him on loan. They never thought about buying Marcus Rashford for like 60-65 million euros. That's not going to happen. It's going to have to be a loan deal, which is why Barcelona would have to make a gap of around 9 million euros gross in the wage bill, because United and Barcelona are both going to have to split the payments, and Barcelona on their side do not have that gap of 9 million euros, but with Ansu Fati being the best option. And they're currently looking to let go of Unai Hernandez, right, what we have talked about before, to Saudi Arabia for 4.5, so that can give us half of the 9 million, but we're also looking for the other half. Barcelona might just fall short, which is why I do assume that Barcelona will be very eager to let go of some other players in the Barcelona academy if possible, like we talked about Pau Prim, Saudi Arabia in the summer of 2025. But don't be surprised if we hear in a couple of days that Barcelona have accelerated the exit of Pau Prim to go in the January transfer window. Hence the reason why there's a huge possibility for both. So that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.